Maps are overrated.
They are.
No!
Except for maps to the north,
same
you
3 words
fucking
every...
slaver bastard. Right off the gate, I'm getting it in.
Brad, tell your joke.
What?
What Brian did say. The entire review.
Oh yeah, the whole review. I own slaves.
I don't.
Anymore!
Yeah, that's more than 3 words.
I own slaves!
That's all I'm gonna say the whole review. It's because I don't feel very good.
Yeah, I don't gonna fucking kill you.
Brian poisoned me. He gave me food that was good for me. It makes me really sick.
Did he cut off your thumb for trying to learn how to read?
I did that shit myself. I was trying to make another sandwich.
So,
But was the sandwich delicious?
Yeah, it was still good.
welcome
Adam
back
wasn't there to give me a Band-Aid.
to Brian and his asshole friends at the movies.
That's the new name of the show. Fuck Midnight Reviews.
Yeah.
Brian and his asshole friends at the movies.
At the movies. Give it time. Alternate title on IMDb.
Yeah, it'll happen, and it'll be glorious.
Screen grab that and send it to me.
Does it still say that your nickname is JD?
Honestly, I don't know.
You did that, I think.
Oh, I did
didn't
do
you?
that, didn't I?
Yeah, because you're an asshole.
JD.
That wasn't my hijinks.
Because I hate
You
Zach
were there.
Braff.
There were your hijinks by proxy.
I told her not
I'm
to
gonna
do
check
it.
my phone. You pay attention to them.
So anyway,
I'm looking myself up real quick.
we saw a movie.
We saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Let's talk about how great the 3D was.
All right.
I still can't focus my goddamn eyeballs.
You know what? I have a feeling that the 3D was spectacular.
Yeah.
Whoever was running our fucking projector was goddamn blind.
Well, because like when it was just doing the 2D trailers, it was blurry as shit. So I went out and I was like, hey, movie's out of focus. Could you fix it? So that got put into focus. But then when the 3D popped up, it was like that.
Yeah.
So then Dave went out and told them, and it didn't get fixed. And then did you go out? No, Letty went out and told them, and it didn't get fixed. And then I went back out, and they're like, look, we fixed it. I don't know what your problem is.
I guarantee you why. Because it's not like it looked bad all the time.
No.
Just when there was something heavily 3D off in the distance, or
That
maybe
would
like
have
an
looked
action shot.
spectacular,
Yeah.
I think.
If something was floating, if something is supposed to be in the foreground, then it was like,
And text especially.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
And-
picture like the opening shot to any of the Star Wars films. Like that nice space shot. You got like the cresting planet here, and then some shit coming up
The moon,
in your face.
yeah.
And then imagine that all of it is this.
shadowed.
Yeah.
And like, oh, there's that planet, and its smaller friend, the same planet.
So I guarantee you that when they went in to look at it,
They looked at a scene where it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, shit moving
that's
fast
fine.
enough.
I don't know what these people are complaining about.
I went and yelled at the manager of the movie. Because I'm a dick.
I'm
Yeah, I saw
Max
you veer off,
fucking
and I'm like, well,
Force.
I'm going outside.
I'm
That
sorry.
sounds like a Dave problem.
But the part that was really frustrating was that the 3D was good enough in the parts where it looked
Yeah.
good that you knew those parts were gorgeous. It was just, you couldn't fucking see it.
So that took some getting used to.
But,
I
and
found if I squinted my right eye a little bit, it wasn't as bad, but I think that's just because at that point I couldn't really see that there was 3D stuff.
Well, I saw Letty just straight up take off her 3D glasses.
Oh,
Might as well, doesn't make any fucking difference.
She was getting a fucking migraine from that shit.
I got, like, it hurts like here.
I didn't get surprisingly I didn't. I didn't get a headache from it. It was just distracting. It was just distracting, and for the first 40 minutes it was taking me out of the movie every goddamn time. I didn't get a headache from it because I'm like half asleep from some medication and shit like that, so I didn't really get a headache because my eyes weren't really opened all the way.
yeah, see, I loved every minute of that movie that I could pay attention to. But I was so distracted by it being out of focus that I feel like a really good movie experience was robbed from us, and I'm kind of pissed about it.
Well, I kind of want to go see it again.
I definitely want to see it.
Just to
Yeah.
see it in
Still
2D.
mad.
Yep. Yeah.
They knew
Yeah,
that
fuck
they-
it. I'm done. I give up.
Great
I give
movie.
up.
It's not
Fuck
great
it.
enough.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
they knew that Dave was gonna really like this movie, so they just had to fuck up the projector. We're gonna
Just like get his goose.
we're gonna make him good and mad.
They finally put fucking Groot on the big screen, and this theater fucked it up for me.
Groot was so cute.
I
Groot
love
was fucking amazing.
I love this movie. 2 reasons I want to see this movie again. 1, so that the projector will work, and 2, it's a really fucking good movie.
Yeah.
Really, really fucking good movie.
Like, I didn't know from these characters at all. Like, I googled Zoe Saldana's character on my break at work, and I knew from Groot because Alex is a humongous fan, so whenever he gets drunk, he tends to scream, "I am Groot."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's his new replacement for Khan.
You guys weren't there during the
Which-
Borat phase,
Oh,
or
no.
were you? Oh my god.
I know that every now
The
and again, like,
Metallica phase that
like the
was
whole,
about
like,
10
it's
years
nice.
long.
Yes, holy shit.
My wife.
It was like in the late 90s with Buford's Austin Powers phase.
Only Buford's Austin Powers phase. At least he was doing like
Oh, was that Brian's?
Yes, this is yours. At
Oh.
least he was what?
he was doing Dr. Evil and not Austin Powers, which
My-
it still
my
got
pin.
old. But
Yeah, baby.
no, yeah, he didn't do that. Thank
See, I don't
fucking
mind
Christ.
repetitive quotes. I tend to be guilty of them myself sometimes because this just
Yeah.
the sheer
Ooh, you
volume.
got
Yeah, I
fucking
got some
Drax.
I got a giant pin of Dave Batista.
I got
Oh, you can't see it.
I got Star Lord.
I got I had Star-Lord and
I got
she
Zoe
had
Saldana.
Zoe Saldana. and
I
It's all
got,
dark
I
down
got
there.
I didn't
Groot.
want it.
Yay!
She didn't want Zoe Saldana, so I was like, this one. Tradesies.
No backsies.
Ow! God damn it.
No backsies.
None of us got Rocket Raccoon?
There's probably like 3 of them. It's like the chase pin.
Oh,
Yeah.
I also knew from
Oh,
Rocket Raccoon because
they also have one that's just like their,
he was the
like
best
that little,
part
like,
of this
cresting
movie.
star.
And this whole movie was amazing.
like that. What
Oh,
they
yeah.
used for like the
Like-
Ravagers logo. Yeah, I guess that one is definitely like the one that's like they send me shit in my email. It's like, oh man, use your Stubbs card. You can get one of these cool pins, and maybe even this one.
No, the
like,
rarest
you
one
fuckers.
should be the Lloyd Kaufman one.
Yeah.
Or Howard the Duck.
Oh my God, Howard the Duck. This
What are you? No,
this movie was fucking.
hero of the film, Howard the Duck.
This is the best Howard the Duck movie.
The Howard the Duck. The fact that he's in it is all.
I know.
I was so glad that Howard the Duck popped up at the very, very end, because when he was in there first, I couldn't see him because of the projector.
Yeah, everyone went ooh and pointed, and I could like the whole back wall was just a blur of
He
lights.
was
Yeah.
he was visible for about a second, and then he went out of focus.
Well, you recognized the dog.
Cosmo.
Cosmo, the
Fucking love that
talking Russian
dog.
cosmonaut dog.
See, I thought it was
He's
one
a
of the space
telepath.
buddies.
Yeah,
I thought it was like Laika that first dog in
kind
space.
of. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
he-
the concept.
Cosmo
It goes
was
to
another one
space, and it becomes a telepath.
Yeah,
Okay.
they sent him up, and his Soyuz capsule never came back. So
He's just out there.
that's where he ended up.
He's a space dog.
Since like the
Fair
fucking
enough.
60s.
One day we're gonna get a movie of that dog, opposite Cuba Gooding Jr. It's gonna be hilarious.
Space dogs.
Yes,
Oh,
I can't wait.
Just get like a team of space dogs and get a space sled across the Yukon.
Yes.
no, I
Galaxy.
recognized a ton of stuff in the collector's little lair. Just like that was nothing but fan service.
Yeah, it's like, here's a bunch of shit you'll like.
Who's
We
that?
bet.
Like, who were some of the people in that room? Because I didn't know from.
Well,
Yeah, me neither.
well, a few times they showed Chitauri, the bad guys from Avengers, and just a couple different races and things going on in there. Lots of weapons and stuff that were
Yeah, those-
recognizable.
Fornicus from the end of Cabin in the Woods.
I am Fornicus, Lord of Sorrows.
Fucking Fornicus is amazing.
Still cracks me up that his name is like Lord Fornicus. Like, thanks the credits, because I would have never found that out from the movie, but you decided to tell me that.
Well, the ending credits in this movie told us that no raccoons or tree people were harmed in the making of it.
So that's a plus.
Yeah.
Like, raccoon reference by Oreo and Friends. That was my favorite.
I love Rocket Raccoon so much.
Tiny little clever paws.
He was, and I love
Don't
Bradley
worry, guys, I
Cooper.
built the space stuff, motherfuckers.
I
Assholes.
He's so surly. There's so much cursing in this movie.
Bradley Cooper was amazing. He was like,
he was a great voice actor.
Yeah,
choice for
Yeah,
it.
you didn't even recognize him unless you knew it was
Not
him.
at first, like, oh, if I didn't know it was him, I wouldn't have known that. I probably would have thought it was Jason Alexander.
Yeah.
In fact,
Jason Alexander doing a bit of Pesci on there.
yeah, when you first hear Rocket talk, it's like voiceover, so you don't see him. And when that voice was talking, at first I was like, "Was Jason Alexander in this?" And then it showed the record, like, "Oh wow, Bradley Cooper does that voice really well." And Vin Diesel. I hope that Vin Diesel got paid so much for this because that's hilarious.
Well, so many people were complaining on the internet, like, "Oh, I paid Vin Diesel like so much money to say 3
That's
words." But
funny.
he acted the shit out of
Yes,
those
he
words.
really did.
You gotta really emote when you only have that much room to work with.
And apparently he said it over 1,000 times in recording.
In different languages too. There's video up of him, doing the same line in a bunch of different languages.
Yo soy am Groot.
That's amazing.
Je suis Grouge.
That's fucking amazing. No, and the other thing I noticed on the internet that fans were pissed off about, like, oh, you're gonna waste Vin Diesel for his one Marvel role as Groot. And he could be the Silver Surfer. Like, the Silver Surfer is not fucking built like that, motherfucker.
No,
Wow,
that
that-
like a brick shit house.
Yeah.
That'd make for a really weird surfer.
Like, the only thing that second Fantastic Four movie got even remotely right was casting Doug Jones as fucking Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Well, we could have said that to him when he was at DashCon a couple weeks ago.
Yay, Dashcon.
Played in the ball pit.
We'll have our own con with our own ball pit. You don't know about this?
No?
Oh, we've decided that we're gonna have our own con. Here in Springfield, we're gonna start a con.
It's gonna be only half as good as DashCon.
You call it BradCon.
DashCon was a Tumblr con, not run by anyone from Tumblr, but like Tumblr users. They decided to make their own con up in Schaumburg, and it didn't go very well.
Well, apparently they had
Well,
to cancel some guests,
very
including the
poorly.
Welcome to Night Vale podcast.
No, they didn't cancel the guests. The guests canceled them.
Oh,
Like they showed up to the hotel and the con did not pay for any of their rooms like they had been told they would.
aha.
So they just left.
So the people who bought tickets specifically to see Night Vale got an extra hour
like-
in the DashCon ball pit.
Like,
There's a
It
plus
was
side.
literally like a kiddie swimming pool full of ball pit balls.
You having fun? If you just type in,
Type in
DashCon and ball pit.
so we figured
Bam.
we could put like, a pile of poop in the middle of a floor and we could sit in chairs in a corner and call it a con and it would be better than
Like some
that.
pot holders to sell.
I'm just sick because I was hanging out with Allison the other day and we were both kind of like, we should have gone. It's only a couple hours away. Why didn't we go?
We really should have packed up and gone like the second day after the first reports
my
were
God.
in.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
See it?
Yeah, that's the ball pit.
Whee!
This one. Not that one.
Oh,
this one. This is the sad picture.
It's a sad Slender Man enjoying a ball pit. Just having a go at it.
Pass it. It's at the very top.
It's goddamn website loaded weird.
Yeah, just go to images.
Oh yeah. Yes.
That's the one.
Dude, show it to the camera. Check that out.
That's the ball pit.
Watch it turns out that that's Jake.
Wee, so much fun.
Can you imagine being compensated an extra hour in that?
Why not? Like,
Why would you
I gotta
spend
take a shit somewhere.
Why would you be spending an hour already that they're giving you an extra? That means you're at 2 hours in the ball
Where's the
pit.
ball? I figure maybe it comes back around to being fun again.
Is
Yeah,
it,
it's one of those things.
is it full of heroin?
Like a bad acid trip. Like, this is great. No, it's not.
At least it's
This is
inflated
great.
in those
In the middle
pictures.
of a nuclear fallout
Yeah,
bunker.
that's
it's in like this entire convention center, and it's just back fucking there. What the fuck?
We should have gone, dude.
We gotta go next year.
Oh, if they do it.
They're
again,
doing it. They've already announced they're doing a second one.
I'm going. I'm fucking going.
And you know what? We could all cosplay as the ball pit from the first DashCon.
I don't even know how.
We just got holes in the.
That's okay. Did you see the people cosplaying at San Diego Comic Con who went dressed as the poster for Sex Tape?
No.
They were dressed. It was a big thing that said sex tape, and then it was a girl and the guy like doing the ooh over the covering the poster like Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel are doing.
That's delightful.
It's so meta, it hurts.
It's
sweat lodge in
Hot
here.
as balls. Hot as balls.
Hot as balls.
Are the winds on this side?
Are they gonna make another Howard the Duck movie?
You know what? If they,
He's officially canon in the new films now.
yeah,
I think that voice was Seth Rogen, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it sounded like him. I don't know. This movie set up so
He
much.
had like one fucking sentence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this movie set up so much for the Marvel Cinematic Universe that they're going to be busy for a while.
I really dug Brolin's voice though as Thanos.
Oh,
Because it was-
Thanos was amazing.
Boy.
Well, because it was a gruff voice, but it wasn't like sized for that body, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
he's this giant hulking fucking size character. Like he's the size of the Hulk. But his voice just sounds like if you were talking to Josh Brolin,
Yeah.
trying to sound intimidating. Like they didn't like pump it up with like reverb and effects. Like it's like, oh, you're betrayed. Like no, it wasn't like crazy shit like that. It was like it just sounded like you were talking to someone who was really pissed off at you because you're a fucking idiot.
Makes that voice again, but say I own slaves.
I thought they did a good job.
Ah!
Like, because I've seen pictures
Or in
of
that
Thanos,
voice.
and they could have fucked up his chin, mouth area, because it's got like these weird sort of mouth ridges that come
Yeah.
down, and they look. It's vaguely indicative of a ball sack. So I thought they did a good job of not making it look like a ball sack.
Have you seen a ball sack? I have to ask at this
like an
juncture.
alien
You
ball
were
sack,
married to her,
kind
sir.
of like wrinkled and.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she had her eyes closed. I don't know.
Clonk.
Oh, we're both in trouble now.
Yeah. Yeah. But you have to go home with her.
Sir, it's a privilege.
Maybe the word's vaguely and indicative, like above their reading level. I think maybe that's the problem.
I think the fact that a chin with a couple lines on it makes you think of a ball
It's
sack.
purple and pendulous. What do you want from me?
It's not really pendulous, it's just ridged.
Balls aren't
Yeah,
purple.
what the fuck ever.
Balls can be purple.
They can.
They really can be.
Here, I'll show you.
The sincerity in your voice there, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can much like chins. They can have warts too.
Balls come in all shapes and sizes, Brian. They're like beautiful, unique snowflakes.
And like Nick's chin, sometimes they have scraggly hairs.
I think maybe the problem is Brian's never seen a ball sack.
So the
I'll loan you
Guardians,
some movies, dude.
the Guardians of the Galaxy, heroic efforts, saving the worlds.
The movie
the
made
ball
me.
sacks.
This is going into spoiler territory, but like holy crap! Like the movie makes you like tear up at like scenes of Raccoon like mourning over his tree friend. Like it's like a gut wrenching.
It was honestly, it was one of those few like summer blockbusters that had it all, and it didn't seem forced. Like it had good humor, great action.
Soundtrack. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
One of the best soundtracks I've heard in years.
Yeah, I was reading an article where
Yeah.
when they hired James Gunn, his first pass at rewriting the script, like
Add Rooker.
he added Rooker and he added the tape to it. The tape wasn't it.
I
And
need
when he
Michael
turned in the
Rooker
script,
and
it
Marvin
just had a
Gaye.
picture of a Walkman on the front.
Nice. If this movie had like if the people in this movie getting killed like really bled a lot, this would be one of the bloodiest movies ever made.
Oh God!
Impalings, dismemberment. This movie's
That whole
great.
hallway scene with
Groot. Oh
Yeah.
God!
I was like, why is he still hitting them?
Because it's hilarious.
Haven't they die?
And then the smile afterwards, like a big happy Labrador. Groot is like the happiest puppy on earth.
He's got a big heart too. Like you
Yeah.
know when Rocket's yelling about Dave Bautista, like, "Oh, never mind your family," and Groot's like,
It's like, oh, your
"This
family,
really is one of
boo-hoo.
my
He's like,
favorite Vin Diesel performances," and I like Vin Diesel.
I do too. It's he you know what? I think this might be my favorite performance of his, and the second is probably the Iron Giant. So you know.
My second is the pacifier.
Third place, Boiler Room.
Hey, come on. Tom Lennon
Private
earned the
Ryan.
shit out of the paycheck for writing that movie.
Freddy's in that.
Private Ryan,
I
yeah.
need to lend you that. I got that book.
He's great in
that
Private
Ray
Ryan.
Brentner wrote.
I thought you were saying you're going to loan me the pacifier.
I'm gonna loan you the pacifier. It's not such a bad movie once you watch it 4 or 5 times.
I'll read that book. Fuck yeah.
It's got like writing movies for fun and profit, and the and profit is crossed off.
Yeah, they wrote that. Herbie Fully Loaded. All the classics. Mm-hmm. Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite Marvel movies now.
It stands right up there, I think, with the 2 Captain American movies and
Iron Man.
the first Iron Man and I think Avengers.
Yeah, I like it better than the Avengers. I love this movie. It's probably, I think we all love this movie, which is why we're going on so many tangents.
There's nothing to talk
It's a
about.
beautiful film.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous,
really
it's
good.
hilarious.
And also,
Benicio del Toro shows up as himself.
and Rooker is himself if Rooker was Space Rooker.
With his little tchotchkes. That was so cute.
Oh, God, yeah. Rooker, like, whistling arrows into, like, 50 people.
That was
great.
horribly violent.
it's one arrow. It's one fucking arrow.
Why are people so mad about movies getting a PG-13 nowadays? They are the most violent films you'll ever see in your life.
I know, like
Is that PG?
PG-13.
Okay.
the past
I was
couple
gonna say because there was some language in there too.
the past couple PG-13s we've gone to see have just been over the top violence.
Good. They're getting over it.
Hercules was bloodier than Cannibal Holocaust.
Hercules was essentially 300, like a side story to 300, with the level of violence it had. PG-13. Ian McShane on his chariot that decapitates people. PG-13.
Well, if anybody's gonna have a chariot that decapitates people, it's gonna be Ian fucking McShane.
Burning people alive by the scores of them. Yes, scores of them.
Yeah.
And does he feed them to Woo's fucking pigs?
No, because they're doused in burning oil, and they're just sitting there slowly catching a blaze, screaming to the camera and the gods as to why the fuck they're on fire and why won't anyone stop it.
Hell, there's one part where there's
PG-13.
several heads impaled on sticks. And one guy goes up to it and, dips some blood off one of the lips of the severed heads in plain view. This is not, like, hidden. This is not implied. Boom, severed head. Gets on his finger some of the blood from the lip and, PG-13!
PG-13 it's just
Are we
changing.
going back
It's
to
making
80s
waves.
PG-13? Awesome.
No, we're going back to 80s PG.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Good.
I did like in terms of like the sex portion of it that him and Zoe Saldana's character didn't end up.
Oh, are we back on the movie? Cool.
I'd like that they didn't end up because like they had that kind of moment, you know, when she's listening to his Walkman and he like goes in for the kiss and she's like, "Fuck off with that shit," and then they're just friends from then on. I enjoyed that because it doesn't happen very often.
Well, the second movie's announced. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's totally gonna happen in the second movie.
Well, in her Wikipedia entry, it said she dated like the captain of the Nova Corps. for
Yeah,
a
she
while.
totally went after Rich Rider after he became Nova Prime.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll happen.
Is that someone?
Yeah,
in the movie?
I
Is
will
that John
say-
C. Reilly.
The Nova Corps is
the-
John C. Reilly's like the army that he was in.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I wished for a little more in this movie was I really dig the Nova Corps, and I wish they would have been like the Marvel comic book universe kind of Nova Corps, because that would have been badass. The Marvel in the comic books, the Nova Corps, they're basically like the Green Lanterns without the power rings. Like they fly through space on their own. They're like human rockets. They're fucking amazing.
Who played the villain? Not Thanos, the other one.
Ronan, that was Lee Pace.
And Lee Pace.
Yeah, I was having a hard time placing
I
it
know
too.
that name, but god damn it.
He was chilling. Like, I thought he did a really good job, especially like, that fucking face paint.
The face paint was fine.
He made a good like comic book, like, overly theatrical villain, like, do, like, insane shit, the camera pulls back and he's, like, standing, like, tough pose. I'm like, I like that. I mean, it made no sense for the character, but...
As great as the heroes are in the movie, and as original as the heroes are, and very witty and sharp, and the chemistry is fantastic, he was... I don't have my glasses on.
The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, Untitled Lance Armstrong biopic. He
plays the missing testicle.
Thranduil in the Hobbit movies. You saw those, didn't you?
Yeah, but
He's one of the dwarves.
Okay.
He was Garrett in Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. You saw
I can't remember. The villain was very...
I didn't really recognize him for anything.
Saturday morning cartoonish.
Yeah, but it
very
worked.
over the... I could have used a bit more originality in terms of that villain. That seemed very... for me anyway, incredibly stock. I didn't find him very chilling at all. I found him not unlike someone I found his delivery not unlike something I would see on any given episode of G.I. Joe or something. In terms of his delivery, not his look or anything like that. I thought his look was fine. He really didn't stand out to me as a villain all that much.
Well, I think a big part of that is because the way they portrayed the character in this movie was such a huge shift from how he is in the actual books.
Yeah, in the books he's kind of he's not outright evil in the books.
In this, he's
really
like, over theatrical. I need this. You will bow to me, and like things like I've seen that before.
But yeah, in the books, like he has like a bit of a thing like that, but it's because he is like the word of the law.
Yeah, he's Judge Dredd in space.
Oh.
Like, he basically goes around, if he sees something that he doesn't approve of, he judges them immediately, which involves him basically using his big hammer, stamping it on the ground, and pretty much instantly destroying whatever he wants. Like, that thing is like, in this he just used it as a hammer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forget the name of that thing, like
I can't... It took me 15 years to pronounce Mjolnir. Alright?
like, it's...
Mjolnir.
See, I'm still getting it wrong.
This is great, because with your head cut off by the end of the screen, it looks like I have tiny heads sticking out of Dave. Quaid.
Yeah, like, I always really liked him in the books, especially during, like the big cosmic event, Annihilation. Kind of teaming up with like Nova and the Surfer and everybody else, kind of, you know, like give him a real like fleshing out that he kind of needed, because yeah, he was just always like one of those kind of like Jack Kirby, big over the top cosmic villains.
Yeah,
and again, like, it never even really a villain. It's just, you know, like the Marvel heroes were always, the Marvel heroes were just always on like the shit end of the stick. Like, it's like, we'll help this race out who seems to be struggling, and then Ronan would show up. Like, it's like, I was judging them all guilty, so you're guilty too, Fantastic Four. And then, like, he talks, he talks big and over the top like that.
Yeah,
or used to. Like, he's a much more normal character now.
But like, I have a feeling Lee Pace was like reading some old Kirby stuff, and he's like, "All right, going big, I'm going big."
Of all the antagonists in the movie, I liked Rooker the best out of all of them.
Oh, God.
And that was a huge departure for that character too.
Yeah, Yondu from the original Guardians.
Yondu from the original wore like a loincloth, had a giant fin on his head, and a bow and arrow.
But I like how they kind of updated it so like he didn't have to have like a giant like 8-foot tall shark fin on top of his head.
I would have been so happy to see that, but
like just restyling it to like that weird little like
Yeah.
bone ridge thing, I thought was cool.
I thought
And then
it looked like a metal plate.
instead of like going
same
around like
here.
shooting a bow and arrow, just having like that one arrow that he just the one arrow. That's all you really
Didn't
need.
Star-Lord start out as like a space cop? Wasn't he originally like a space cop?
not really. He kind of started out as like a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he was
I
just
thought he was,
a guy who was in space, and like he kind of like tried tricking people into thinking he was much like more heroic than what he was, but he was still like kind of like more or less like a bandit until like it's like shit, I need to step up on this. But But yeah, like in the book, so like he's fully aware of like his, half alien, lineage, and he has a bunch of like cybernetic enhancements and stuff for most of the early stuff that he's in up until like Annihilation, when he has to get all that yanked.
Maybe you were thinking of Starman.
No, Starman wasn't a cop.
Well, the Nova Corps.
Yeah, Nova's essentially like a space cop.
Oh, I don't know why. Yeah, because for some reason I thought I remembered like someone saying that in the first incarnation of it, Star-Lord was like a space cop or a space detective.
Well, see, the thing about Star-Lord as a character is he popped up like once, and then didn't pop up again for like 10 years. And then he popped up a few more times, and then he was gone for another 10 years. He's only been even a, like, somewhat prominent character in the Marvel Universe for, 10, 15 years now at the most?
Probably about 10, because, I think Annihilation was, like, 2005, 2006, and that's what kind of really brought him back. Like I think he was a refugee on some planet, or he may have actually even been in the kiln.
Yeah.
At a point. And, then kind of started doing things after that. But then set up like his first team of Guardians with like Captain Universe and Groot and Rocket and
like a version of Quasar too, right? Or was that the second incarnation?
I think that was because that was with Phyla Val. But I think it was Mantis and Bug and some Shi'ar person, I think.
Short Round.
Yes, Shi'ar is short
Sloth.
for Short Round.
No, I mean, and Short Round.
Every team needs a short round.
Yeah.
But no, like I thought they did a good job in this, kind of capturing a decent enough feel on everybody. Like
I didn't expect
making Drax kind of a overly literal sort of idiot was a little unexpected.
I don't think he was an idiot. I like that character.
I don't think he was.
me too.
I think he was oblivious, but not an idiot. And I think, as far as backstory goes, Drax had the biggest change from anybody, because Drax in the comic books is human, who's actually Thanos killed his family, and then he was changed quite a few times, and at one point was made very, very stupid.
Yeah, he's kind of like Solomon Grundy. Is like they basically like whenever Thanos is reborn, Drax is reshaped into a new version of Drax that can hunt and kill this new Thanos.
Yeah,
So,
that was
like,
a running gag I liked in this, him taking everything
Literally.
way literal. Like, I'm not just going to slide my finger across his throat.
Nothing can get over my head. My reflexes are too quick. I'd catch it.
Yeah, he says it so stern and earnest.
Well, it was. I think it was.
Don't
It was.
call me a thesaurus.
They still kept the core of what's really important of Drax is he's wants to kill people to avenge his family, and they changed him enough. I didn't find it to be a problem that they changed him, because it didn't. If they had kept him as human, it would have taken some of the focus away from Quill being the human in space and things like that. Like,
Do you guys like Chris Pratt?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
he was-
Actually, this is the most I've seen him in anything.
I've seen him in a lot of stuff, and I've
Lego
always found him
movie.
very charming. But
Yeah,
he
he's charismatic as fuck.
he has really like classic, like, old school 40s 50s movie kind of like leading man charm, and you don't see that very often.
Errol Flynn charm, you know.
Yeah.
Hell, the movie starts with him dancing his way across the credit.
Yeah.
Like, fucking
Must have been
title card this big, and then him
That
just
was-
like
that was
dancing,
really
just
good.
dancing across the screen.
Yeah.
man.
And using like little like these like kind of like dinosaur rat creatures as microphones. It was a really you missed a really good part.
Man. Stupid movie theater.
That's why I never went out to talk to the employees. One, I knew they weren't gonna fix it, and also for all I know, some sweet '70s tune would come on and he'd be singing again, and I'd miss it. I'd be really mad.
I like the dancing bits the best. Like,
Yeah.
Good times.
Good
Very good
times.
times.
Good times.
Final thoughts?
Go see
No,
it.
no, awkward silence.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Let's
gotta-
settle into it like a warm.
Are we
Yeah.
gonna make it awkward?
Yeah, we gotta make it a nice, awkward silence. Bees.
Bees. I hate you, bees.
I hate bees. Oh, someone shot their ripped condom at me. Dave, my God.
You think he's exaggerating?
It's a Magnum condom for my monster dog.
I had to special order those. It's that big around, but it is literally only that long.
When you look at your
Horseshit.
hockey puck.
Final thoughts.
So good.
I can't wait to see it again in a better theater.
Yeah, same
Like
here.
I enjoyed it while being uncomfortable through the entire movie, so I can't wait to see it and then really have a good experience with it.
Yeah, I would like to see it on a 3D projector that works, because even with it being fucked up, you can tell that had it not been fucked up, you can still tell that the 3D was probably really damn good in this. And this is like the second time that also happened to us with How to Train Your Dragon, even though that wasn't like shadowed or anything, but it wasn't really working that properly.
Yeah.
It happened to Jake and Irving during Walking with Dinosaurs, but they didn't care. They just watched.
No, the dinosaurs are all blurry. I can't follow the plot.
I loved this movie.
Sorry,
It was original. It was very funny. It was the sequences themselves are beautiful to look at when she's floating through space, and the scope of everything,
Yeah.
all the artistry put into the digital effects work. Just fantastic moments where he's saving her and he's freezing, and there was really touching parts of the movie mixed in with a lot of snark and sarcasm that was really well. I like Chris Pratt. I've never, what is it, Parks and Recreation he's on?
Parks and Rec, yeah.
I've never really watched that, and I've seen him in interviews here and there. I saw the Lego movie, but yeah, after seeing this, this guy's gonna be a movie star.
Yeah. You know, a couple years ago when they announced this movie, everybody was speculating it was going to be Marvel Studios' first big bomb, and
Yeah, everybody immediately jumped on that like, well, there goes the neighborhood. They had to fuck it up at some point.
the Marvel Studios movies are just getting better and better and better, and
A raccoon, really?
I don't know.
It's a raccoon.
I'm still very worried about Ant-Man.
that's in flux right now. And you know what? I will
No,
say,
it still has a hard release date.
oh, I know. I mean,
This
it's,
time next year, Santa's coming.
my feelings on it are in flux, I should say, because for the most part, I like the cast.
What's left of it?
Yeah. Well, apparently it's not like people are jumping ship. It's roles were reduced, but they have done one thing that doesn't.
Well, yeah, but I was really looking forward to seeing, like, you know, like, it's like, oh, Patrick Wilson.
Yeah,
Patrick Wilson left?
yeah, he dropped out. Now the one
Got to
thing
do Insidious 3.
I will say,
instead.
Marvel is making their first big giant misstep by they're fucking with the Wasp, and that's gonna get some fan anger going, like hardcore. That's like the
Dead
weird.
before the movie even starts.
Yeah, you don't fuck with Janet Van Dyne, man. You just don't. Like,
Founding Avenger. Who needs that?
Founding Avenger fan favorite.
Skip all
like-
that exposition, man. Get to the real stuff.
Well, I think what Marvel did, the misstep they made was going with Scott Lang instead of doing a Hank Pym story, and that's where they fucked up.
Yeah, it's odd.
Well, I could understand wanting to do Scott Lang if they're doing it as a comedy. Like, he's a funnier character than Hank Pym, the wife beater. But
I'm not stressed. You're stressed.
punch, yeah.
Did we get any big trailers in front of this for anything?
Big trailers, not really.
Oh, well, Hobbit. Because that was when the 3D started fucking up.
Oh, okay.
What's that going to cover? Like the last 10 pages of the book?
10. Jesus.
Can you cover more Smaug desolation?
Yeah, that could have been one fucking movie. It would have been fine.
Honestly, I mean,
one 4-hour movie, it would have been more than fucking enough.
surprisingly, I actually liked the second one, so I guess I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
I thought the first one was boring as shit. I liked the second one.
I just like, though, how since foreseeably this is the last one of these Lord of the Rings movies they're making that I've heard of. They're not doing any more odd side projects with it.
They could reboot it like Spider-Man.
But, like,
Radagast, first big movie.
oh, sweet. But, you know, it's... In the trailer does the whole, like, it's like, will you join me one last time? It's like, dude, we're still in, like, the prequel. Like, you're gonna ask these same people this in, like, 10 fucking years. Like, what? But, like, really this time, like, one last time. Swear to God.
Yeah.
Swear. Bible.
Dear
Bible
Mr.
on
Lewis, you were wrong. Let me look it up on Wikipedia. I just know you're wrong. I don't know how yet.
Dear Mr. Whoever. Fuck off.
I hate it when whoever comments.
He's a dick.
More like ass force. That was a real comment on the old site.
It really was.
Oh, I miss people like Big Black.
I love the people that got like upset when we went and saw Think Like a Man 2 and we were doing people are gonna comment about this, and people were like, well, you know what? And it's like, dude,
Just so you know, David, there are black Republicans.
no shit. You ignorant fucking moron. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, people are gonna yell at us over this video because, like, how come you didn't get into step-by-step detail about everything that's in the movie? Instead, you talked about DashCon. Because that's hilarious.
Because
You know we like the movie.
When it's
Yeah.
a good movie, I mean, you guys should know this by now. When it's a good movie, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, this is probably the longest review for a good movie we've ever done, and it's just because we're all distracted.
It's only because there's 4 of us in here.
Yeah.
If it was a good movie and it was just 2 of us, this would have ended 30 minutes ago.
If you want to see a step-by-step breakdown of everything that happens in this movie,
Watch the fucking movie.
well, that, or watch if Spoonie reviews it. It'll be longer than this
His
one.
4-hour breakdown. Much love. Much love.
We got trailers in front of this that, like,
Made no fucking sense
Annie?
whatsoever.
And it's
Annie...
weird. We got Annie. We got Into the Woods too, which
Oh,
they did a really
yeah.
good job of hiding the fact that that's a musical.
Disney owns Marvel.
True.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, forget
Dumb and Dumber 2 is a Disney movie? I don't
Yeah,
know if I like
absolutely.
that.
Lloyd's the new Disney princess.
Sweet!
I would watch that movie. Cut this part out of the fuck.
Alright. There'll be a break in there. It'll feel like one of us said something incredibly racist.
Now everybody move places.
Don't
That
point
was
at me,
weird.
slaver Brian.
Don't condescend to me, condescending Dave.
I like that one. I like that. It's better than chip eating, Dave.
I enjoyed
Oh, we gotta bring that
I
back.
like Hyper, but my new favorite is Bastard Film Brain. That's my new favorite thing, Bastard Film Brain. Cheerio, fucknuts.
Toodle-oo.
Oh yeah, toodaloo, fucknuts.
We should just like start a super team with Bastard Film Brain, Fat
Admiral
Grandma,
Crackers.
Admiral Crackers, and just Twitter Josh Hadley. He's just a computer screen.
Streaming on and on about
Yeah.
how much he loves
Someone-
series on TBS.
Have you seen the Josh Hadley Photoshop thread over in the forums on the
No,
site?
but I'm going tonight.
It's great stuff on there. If you ever wanted to see Hadley as Catwoman, or not Catwoman, not Catwoman, a Batgirl, as Batgirl,
Why can't you talk to that?
as
Challenge accepted.
photoshopped without a beard, photoshopped as Santa Claus, photoshopped as Robin Thicke.
I see him as a Teletubby.
He's getting a little
Get on
surreal.
that. Josh is a Teletubby. Fuck yeah.
Josh as a Teletubby would be good, yeah.
Just have like a TBS show playing on his belly.
Yes.
And now to Major Pains.
Make it Mama's
White-collar
Family.
criminal.
Along those lines, I want to see Josh's Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Which, the little head or the belly head?
Well, like the old school where it's the big bald dude.
Well,
with the little
yeah,
brain.
no.
Is he
She means like,
Krang, or
is
is
he
he-
the robot?
Oh yeah, he's
Or-
the robot.
Okay. That's where I was curious. She was
Yeah.
like, it's like it'd be cool as a robot, but then what would the little head be? Still Krang?
Both
or-
Josh.
or would-
Both Josh.
Yeah.
Both Josh.
the beard is the little like tentacles with the
Oh my
controllers.
God! Yes, yes, that's
That is
amazing.
your homework assignment. There's some good ones on there. Jowski did a couple of them, and some.
Of course he did.
And some-
fired him and then made fun of him on the internet.
Telling on him, or is it?
No, it's
basically-
it's under his name. It's under Alex Jowski, and it's between him and a couple others. One of them with the handle "Jason Goes to Helsinki."
Good name. That's an excellent name.
Top notch.
Yeah.
Gotta commend that.
What's next week?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Step up.
Step Up 5.
Raise the roof. Gotta break out some more sweet dance moves.
Oh, and Into the Storm. The asylum-looking tornado.
That movie looks amazingly awesome
Fire
and bad.
tornadoes, fire tornadoes slinging grounded planes across the fucking shit.
Oh man, that's gonna be more intense than watching Air Collision with Reginald Vel Johnson.
And
Is that the one where
and on that note, I'm calling
It's
it
a real
day.
movie.
I think that's the one where the
They
we'll
can't-
end on
they-
this.
They can't communicate with flight control. And there's a commercial airliner on course to run into Air Force One, Dave.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I think that's the one where a missile just goes through the plane and bops some guy on the head.
Ow!
Is that the one where it does that, or is that Airline Disaster?
I think it was that other one, yeah, the airline
Okay.
disaster. Like, this is like flying over cities at like 100 feet off the ground, so just cutting churches in half and shit. It's like, just pull up.
So final thought, watch Airline Disaster. Bye! Guardians of the Galaxy!
Guard the shit out of that shit.
That was just an asinine movie.